Fresh killer.
What up, tribe? How art thou? I wanted to speak to you all again about the power of having a black face, the power of black representation, and how when people see a black face, and especially these days, the face of a black woman, and it suspends all of their critical consciousness, and they feel included, and they feel like we are moving forward as a country, as a nation, as artists, and so on and so forth, when they see the face of a black woman. Well, last time I was talking about the district attorney down there in Atlanta, Georgia, and how she's arresting she is charging lots of black men on RICO charges, one of them being Young Thug, and there's other gangs. And people are not having the same venom that they would have for her if she were a white man. Today, I want to talk about a movie. And this movie is called The Woman King. And I was looking at my timeline, reading the comments, and some people who I love and respect very dearly are like, ooh, look at that movie, it's good. I highly recommend. Like, man, I understand you guys love Viola Davis. Viola apologized not too long ago for her role in The Help. And I'm thinking maybe she might have to apologize for this role as well. And yes, I got my Kango down low, man. I am absolutely crestfallen by my people who have seen this movie. So I just wanted to cover my eyes because I'm sad. I'm really sad at my people for supporting this film for myriad reasons. Let's start with the title, The Woman King. Did you all know there is a name for a woman who has power? There is a name for a woman ruler. It's called a queen or a matriarch. Why then would they call this movie The Woman King? What does that suggest? Now, maybe because I'm an English major, because I'm an English professor, maybe I am giving words too much weight. Maybe I'm doing a little too much, but I'm here in this place. I want you all to come with me. Let's critically analyze this movie, even though it ostensibly is centered on the culture of black people, and it's in Africa, and it's black women, and they're fighting, and I'm sure the fight scenes are great. Let's still go into our critical consciousness if we can. So, The Woman King, to me, that suggests a hostile takeover, because you don't have to be a king to be in power. It promotes a gender divide to say that it's a woman king, we're the kings now. And so I've found that to be troublesome, not only for men, but for women, to think that you, in order to be powerful, you have to take on the identity and the title of a man. You don't have to do that. You can be powerful, you can hold court, you can be regal, you can be on the throne and still be a woman. You know, like Queen Nzinga or Cleopatra or any of those other queens, like that can totally be any woman. So why would they have to then be the woman king? So I'm hypersensitive to this, because if you look behind the camera, this film is directed by a Jewish woman, and I don't care what her history is. Her name Miss Blythewood. I don't care that she whatever is involved with a black man, or that she did love basketball. She is a Jewish woman, but not just that. It is written by, the screenplay was written by a white woman, and this white woman, Dana Stevens, she doesn't look to be very influenced by the culture. But that's beside the point. The point is, it's a white woman and another woman named Maria Bello, who played in Coyote Ugly, got a writing credit on this film that, once again, ostensibly is supposed to be about Black culture and Black women warriors, and is filmed in South Africa. And it's supposed to be almost like, I'm pretty sure they're playing off the success of Black Panther, right? And so I'm just like, okay, my God, we have come such a long way from Phyllis Wheatley. African-American literature starts with Phyllis Wheatley, a poet who was in bondage and wrote about her trip from Africa through the Middle Passage and on down to all the other great Black woman writers. I'm talking Toni Morrison, Terry McMillan, Zora Neale Hurston. We're going to return to Zora a little bit later. For people that follow the podcast, you know Zora is my girl, and all of these people. And now we are promoting the stories of Black women being told by white women, super white women that look like they are from the middle of North Dakota. I mean, real Nordic looking white women. I am appalled by this. So, bam. Okay, so we got it. Let me. I just want to keep the thing moving. Let me keep my beanie low so you guys don't see the pain in my eyes. Also, this is the story of the Dahomey Empire that profited more from the slave trade than any other tribe in Africa. These women, who we are celebrating as women warriors, would basically catch a person slipping, dude or female, off by themselves, and they would basically jump them, kidnap them, and sell them into slavery, where they would be forced on the bottom of boats to the Middle Passage, and they would never come back to the continent ever again. That's how the Dahomey Empire made their money, from collaborating with Europe, with European countries, and selling them human bodies. And these women were primarily trained to catch people and put them into slavery. If you all have read Barracoon by Zora Neale Hurston, this book was posthumously released a few years ago, and it is the story of one of the last surviving slaves in Alabama. And he told his story about being in present-day Benin and having these women roll up on him. So in the book, she talks about the Dahomey Empire. Zora Neale Hurston does, because she was a stellar anthropologist and a great researcher. So of course she did her thing. And so she said, inciting was no longer necessary in Dahomey. The king of Dahomey had long ago concentrated all his sources on the providing of slaves for the foreign market. There was a brisk trade in slaves at from $50 to $60 a piece at Wada. Immense numbers of Negroes were collected along the coast for export. King Gezo maintained a standing army of about 12,000, and of these, 5,000 are Amazons, right? So there you go. That's from the book Barracoon. And so somehow, because we are so hungry for progress, and because we just want to see Black representation, that we are willing to support the very people that actively participated in our own Holocaust. How silly is this? This is hurtful. It's also hurtful that the movie even got greenlit in the first place. And you're going to sell this to an American market that a lot of Americans of African descent are seeking reparations for the slave trade right now, for slavery right now. And then you want us to celebrate these women that were instrumental in us being put into bondage. I am not with it. I'll check in with you all. If you saw it, go ahead and drop a line. What did you think about it? Did you know about this history before you saw it? And now that you do know this history, how have you been able to reconcile the history of the Dahomey people and the woman warriors, and it being directed and written by white people, but Black people being on the floor? Like, tell me how you feel about it. Go ahead and drop a line. Either you're with me or against me. It's all good. I do want to hear your opinions. And just because I want to hear your opinions doesn't mean that I won't clap back. So with all due respect, thank you all for listening. Peace, tribe. And another one.